so we'll start as usual with just our scan of the body. And all that'll be for is just to notice how we're feeling, what's going on in the body this evening. Taking a couple of these initial moments to notice where those points of tension are, notice where those spaces that could use a little bit of extra love and leeway this evening are. And also noticing where those spaces are that are feeling particularly good this evening. We will be, same as the last couple of weeks, focusing a little bit on our lower back, on our hip flexors and our quads. And we're just changing it up a little bit this week. So we're gonna do a little bit of half hero pose. We'll recline that half hero. We'll do a little up dog. So just noticing those places. If you've noticed any lower back pain, any hip tension through the last couple of days or hours, maybe your shoulders are a little tight, the head and the neck are a little tight, feel free to take any of those initial ranges of motion to get us started off on the right foot. And then taking a moment to just consider your breath. Become aware of how quickly or slowly it's flowing as we get started with our practice. Become aware of how much expansion you can allow through the lungs, through the rib cage, through the chest. Notice what happens to your shoulders when you inhale and exhale. Do they rise slightly? Can you allow them to relax with your next exhale? And we will start with our couple of initial ranges of motion. Let's start with our roll of the head and the neck. With your next inhale, I want you to see if you can find any extra length through your spine. Any extra length out the top of the head towards the ceiling. Next exhale, drops the chin to the chest. We're then gonna nice and easy, just a few times, roll the head side to side, right ear towards that right shoulder. Nice little stretch there, and then down through center, left ear towards that left shoulder. Nice and easy, side to side, finding however deep of a stretch or shallow of a stretch feels good for you this evening. Once more in each direction there. And with that following exhale, go ahead and drop that chin back to the chest. Next inhale, lengthens that head back up, lengthens the spine back nice and long. Let's move right to those shoulders. Give me a couple nice big circles with the shoulders, pulling them up towards the ears and then either down and back or down to the front, finding that range of motion. One more in that first direction and then switch it up. Same thing, second direction, other way. Fabulous. Next exhale, releases those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. We'll move into our spinal twist next. If you like to take those arms overhead with your spinal twist, feel free to find that next inhale to take them up nice and long. Either way, we're gonna exhale to turn those shoulders toward that first side. That opposite hand is gonna come to the outside of that same side leg. That same side hand is gonna come around behind the back. From there, I invite you to flow nice and easy at your pace. Inhaling through center, arms can stay low or come high. Exhaling in either direction. We'll move at our own pace, just a few times back and forth there. Nice and easy. Fabulous. Go ahead one more time in each direction, taking that nice deep stretch to finish out. Feel free to always take that third if you'd like that second direction one final time, and then we'll just bring it on back to center. Alrighty, from here, we're going to move into the position that we will start our flow in. So I'm just going to start facing this way, and I will make my way to facing the short edge of my mat. But feel free to already be facing the short edge of the mat. We're just going to lengthen those legs out nice and long in front of us. We're going to start with an easy forward fold. So I want you to find that inhale, that long spine. Maybe you take the arms up overhead if that feels good here. And then we're just going to fold it forward, fingertips towards the toes. Maybe you keep the spine long as you fold forward and then exhale into it. Maybe you round right into it. I'll give you the option to choose whichever one feels better for you this evening as we move into these folds, into this forward range of motion. This intense stretch through the back of the spine, through the backs of the legs. Fabulous. Our next inhale rolls us back up. We're going to take this stretch once again. So when you get to the top, if you'd like those arms overhead, you can bring them back up. You're welcome to keep them low. And then we're going to do it again, just folding forward. Again, you can keep the spine long through its edge of its range of motion if you'd like, or you can release directly into that stretch, that rounding of the spine. That forehead comes down towards those knees, kind of allowing that release of the lower back. Fabulous. We're going to take that one final time. Next inhale rolls us up. Once again, arms can stay low or come up. Exhale, folds us forward. Making this your deepest stretch yet. So if you're reaching towards those toes, maybe bring them just around to the outsides of the feet. If you were reaching towards those shins or ankles, maybe you just walk those fingertips out just a centimeter or two longer. Finding that nice intense stretch, as intense as you can get it. And our next inhale releases and rolls back up. All right, let's take a spinal twist here. I want you to take that right leg. We're going to cross that foot right over top of that other leg. I want you to take that left arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, turn the shoulders towards that right leg, and then you can bring the hand around to the outside of that knee or the elbow around to the outside of that knee, depending on how intense you want this stretch to be. Same side hand comes around behind the back, just like we did in our moving spinal twist. And then if it feels good, you can put a little pressure through the hand or the elbow onto that knee, a little bit more intense of a stretch. If that spinal twist doesn't feel great on the spine, feel free to take it a little less intense, a little bit less towards that side wall. And then we're going to find our counter twist. So just releasing whatever hold you have on that knee, bringing the spine long through center up onto those tailbones, and then just twist it here with the same leg around so you can, again, bring the arm around to the outside of that knee, put a little pressure on it, same side around behind. And then go ahead and exhale to release. We're just going to switch legs. So lengthen that right leg, cross that left leg over. Right arm goes up. And then we find that spinal twist. Once again, hand can wrap around, elbow can come around, same side hand comes around behind the back. However intense you want that twist to be, putting that pressure there. And then we'll find that counter twist. So releasing, bringing it around in that opposite direction. Same thing as before. You can bring that elbow to the outside of that knee. You can wrap the hand around. And next exhale, releases, brings us back to center. Take both of those legs nice and long right out in front. We're going to find an intense front side stretch next. So I want you to place those hands right behind those hips. And all I want you to do first is just to open through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together, kind of lift your heart towards the ceiling. The hips stay connected to the ground for this first one. And then we're going to exhale, release the spine, just bring it up to that nice long spine at center. One more time, just like that. Hands plant right behind those hips. Inhale, opens through the chest, pulls the shoulder blades together, a little lift of the heart. Exhale, releases. Now, if you'd like to take this a little bit more intense, you can. We're going to plant those heels. We're going to plant those hands. This time, as you open, we're also going to lift the hips. Makes that kind of a reversed plank here. A little bit more work for the legs, for the lower body, a little bit more intense for the shoulders and the wrists. If you found that, go ahead and release those hips down. We're going to do that one more time. If you're not finding that lift of the hips, we're just finding that chest opener. So once again, planting those hands behind, opening through the chest, pulling the shoulder blades together. You can lift those hips if you'd like to. If that's not right for you this evening, keep them low. Next, exhale, releases those hips down to the mat. We're going to fold it right forward from there. So fingertips towards the toes, just into that forward fold we just found. Our next inhale is going to roll us up to that long spine. We're going to take it to our boat pose. Let's start with our heels on the ground. Bend the knees, Plant the heels, lean that torso back to a 45-degree angle. Now, this is our first one, so we're just activating through the core, noticing what muscles tense here. If you'd like to, you can take them up off of the floor, but go ahead and keep those knees bent for this first round. From here, we're going to bring those heels back to the floor if you lifted them. Extend that right leg long and fold the sole of the left foot to that inner thigh. Single leg forward fold. Fingertips go down towards those right toes. Inhale brings us back up to our long spine. Now, this is where our half hero pose is going to come in. It's going to be a little bit intense for some of us with tighter hips, but that's okay. You're going to take this kind of at your own pace. Our half hero pose is going to take this leg and turn it around to the outside. So if you ran track back in the day, this was a hurdler stretch. If you can feel that it's not super intense, you can pull it in a little bit closer and then knee in a little closer. If it's not, if it is pretty intense, you can keep it a little bit looser of that knee and that hip. From here, we're going to find a brief forward fold. So fingertips forward towards the toes is going to be an intense hamstring stretch on that right leg, that long leg. Our inhale is going to bring us up. And for our first reclined hero pose, you can bring it to the palms or to the elbows. So palms is going to recline you to here. Elbows is going to bring you a little lower. This is where you should start to feel it through that bent leg, that intense front quad stretch or hip flexor stretch. You can readjust that foot a little bit if you need to. All right, from here, we're going to take it back up to that long spine. So pressing off of those elbows, off of those palms. And this is going to take us to our lunge. We're going to take it up onto this left shin. So make any readjustment that you need to. And then we've got our hamstring stretch. So that leg that was folded behind comes onto the ground, that knee's on the ground, make that adjustment. And then we're going to hinge at those hips into our hamstring stretch, just like you normally would from our low lunge. Fabulous. We're going to take it into our low lunge. So I want you to shift those hips forward, plant that front foot, bend the front knee, press them down. We've got that hip flexor stretch. Those hands can come to either side of that foot. They can come to the inside of that foot, wherever you need to be for that nice stretch of that hip flexor. If this is a little intense, you can keep it a little bit less. You can keep it up a little higher. Fabulous. We're going to take this to our crescent. So if you did bring those hands inside, go ahead, surround that foot. We're going to curl the left toe under, lift the left knee, find your balance, sweep those arms up into that crescent lunge. You've got a nice bend through that right knee. That left leg is as long as you can take it. So if your hip's a little bit tight, maybe that knee's bent. If it's a little bit more warmed up, you can take it a little bit longer. From here, we're going to find those arms coming down and around. You can either press the palms towards each other or interlace the hands behind the back. And we're just going to fold it forward. So not quite lifting those arms up yet, just folding it forward from there as intense as you can go, as intense as you feel comfortable going. And then we're just going to release those fingertips, bring them down to surround that foot once again. Nice. This is going to take us to our three-legged dog. So we're keeping that left foot planted. We're going to take our right foot up and back. So I want you to release it. Plant those palms, press that right foot up and back. A little stretch there for that hip. Go ahead and plant it right next to the left. We're in our downward facing dog. This is our first one of the evening, so take a moment, pedal out those heels, kind of getting used to being in this inverted position. Hips are up nice and high, ears between the biceps. Fabulous. We're going to take this out to our high push-up plank position. And that's going to lower us into our cobra or baby cobra. So toes or knees, chaturanga, keep the elbows close, lower the chest to the mat. Turn the tops of the feet to meet the mat. Your baby cobra is going to be less intense. We're halfway off the mat. Your full cobra has those palms planted a little more intense. And this one can feel really good if your hip flexors are a little bit tight, if your lower back is feeling a little bit strange. All right, from here, we're gonna lower back down to the mat instead of coming to our down dog. So I want you to bend the elbows, bring the chest back down to the mat. We've got our half bow. We're gonna do it once on each side. So I want you to take that right foot, point it up towards the ceiling. Now I like to do this one from my left elbow, so feel free to have that there. Or if you want it to be a little bit more intense, you can keep the chest closer towards the ground. We're reaching that right hand around to meet it. And then we've got some options here. Depending on how this feels, you can keep it right here. If you want to be more intense, you can pull in with a little bit more intensity. If you want to be even more intense than that, press the top of your foot and your fingertips into each other. So we're pressing them kind of towards each other, away from each other to lift that knee off the ground. Wherever you are, go ahead and release it. Let that foot come back down, just switching sides. So same thing, other side. Bend that knee, point those toes towards the ceiling. Reach that left hand around to meet it. Grab the top of that foot. Once again, you've got those three options. You can keep it right here if this is intense. You can pull in a little bit more, or you can press them away and lift that knee off of the ground. Fabulous. Go ahead and release that knee. If you lifted it off, release that foot to bring it down. Plant those hands. We're taking it back into that cobra or baby cobra. So pressing up, nice front side body stretch. Again, baby cobra is a great option here if that's a little bit too intense for you. We're taking it back to our down dog. So I want you to turn those toes over. And then we're going to press those hips up and back. Use your core to keep it nice and engaged so that our lower back doesn't hurt with that transition. Take a moment, pedal out those heels once again. All right, fabulous. We're going to take our three-legged dog with that right foot once again, pressing it up and back. Bend that left knee. We're going to sweep that right leg forward. We're back in that crescent lunge. So find your core, find your balance, sweep the arms up. We're once again going to find that forward fold. So go ahead and bring those fingertips down towards each other. Again, you can press the palms towards each other without them touching. You can interlace behind the back. We're folding the torso forward. As soon as you hit the edge of that range of motion, go ahead and nice and easy release those fingertips back down to the mat. We're going to release that left knee back down to the mat. Top of the left foot meets. Press those hips forward for that hip flexor stretch. Bring them backward for our hamstring stretch. Lift those front toes. We're hinging forward at the hips. All right, nice and gently, we're going to take it back down to that half hero, that hurdler stretch. So I'm going to take my hand out super wide and bring my hips down over to the side. Depending on where you're at with that left leg, feel free to adjust as necessary. Bring it back onto your mat if you're a little bit off of it like I was. We're going to fold it backwards, so our reclined, again, palms or elbows. And then we're going to bring it forward. So pressing it back up onto those palms, folding it forward, fingertips towards those front toes. All right, go ahead, bring it halfway back up, long spine. Release that left leg, bring it on around. We're going to find one more boat pose here. So heels can be down or heels can be up. We're going to bring it back to that 45-degree angle. A little bit of core work. Again, those heels can lift if you'd like, if we're balanced on those hips. That nice long spine. A little less intensity, heels are going to be down. Fabulous. If you can, without touching them to the floor first, extend those legs out long and then place them down. Forward fold. Intense front side stretch brings us up to that long spine, plants those hands behind. Got those same options. You can just pull the shoulder blades together and find this stretch, or you can lift those hips. And go ahead and release. We're going to find our forward fold again. Nice. One more time, that intense front side stretch, two options. Release that down to the floor. Let's take it to our boat. Heels down or heels up. Finding that intense core work here. Trying to keep those abs engaged, trying to keep that lower back nice and long. Fabulous. Go ahead and bring it on down. We're taking it to our single leg forward fold. So this time, that right leg is going to fold in. That left leg is going to stay long. I want you to fold it forward, fingertips towards those toes. Fabulous. Our inhale brings us up. We're going to take it to that half hero pose. So taking that right leg this time around to the outside. Maybe this leg looks a little bit different than the other one. That's okay. Just notice that. Let's fold it forward. And then let's take it on back. Again, let's do palms or elbows for this first round. So not quite all the way down to the floor yet, just getting warmed up. Fabulous. Go ahead and bring it back up to that nice long spine. We're taking it over to that hamstring stretch. So once again, we're making this transition up onto that right knee. Find your place there, bringing that foot right in line. Our hamstring stretch hinges us forward with those hips. They press back, front toes are up. Let's press it into that lunge. Front foot meets the mat. Hip flexors press forward, hips press forward. Excellent. Let's take this to our crescent. We're coming about halfway back up, turning that right toe under. From here, we're going to lift that right knee, find our balance, find our core, sweep the arms up. Back in that crescent lunge. Awesome. Go ahead, bring those hands down and around. Again, they can press towards each other. You can interlace behind the back, folding it forward. If the shoulders are feeling pretty good here, you can take them up, fingertips back towards, or knuckles towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna nice and easy release, bring them on down. This takes us to our three-legged dog. Plant those hands, this left foot this time lifts up and back. A little stretch there. Excellent, let's set it down next to the right. Downward facing dog. This brings us to our low flow. Let's float those shoulders out over those wrists. High push-up plank position. Toes or knees. Chaturanga lowers us down. Keep the elbows closed. Take it to our cobra or baby cobra. Excellent. Our exhale lowers back down. We've got our bow one time on each side. Either toes to start with, point up towards the ceiling. Bring that hand around. We're just going to do that half this first time. Finding that stretch. You've got those same three options. Exhale, releases nice and easy, switches sides. Other toes. Whichever one you started with, grab that other foot. Any of those three options for those stretches for the intense front side of the body. Nice, go ahead and release that foot, bring it back to our cobra or baby cobra. Downward facing dog, turns the toes over, engage the core, and then press those hips up and back. Three-legged dog with the left, press it up and back. Nice little stretch there. Bend the right knee, sweep the left leg forward. Press it, find your balance, sweep the arms. Back in that lunge. Fabulous. All right, we've got our fold. Hands come down and around. Again, you can press the palms towards each other. You can interlace, fold it forward. Wherever those arms go, or wherever they feel good to go is fabulous. When you're ready, nice and easy, go ahead and release, bring them down. We're gonna bring the right knee down to meet the mat. We're back in that low lunge. We're taking it back to that hamstring stretch. Hips go back, front toes come up. We're hinging forward at the hips. Fabulous. Again, be gentle here. We're coming back down into that half hero pose. So take it out wide if you need to, and then readjust. We're gonna come forward first, fingertips towards the toes. Take it back into that reclined half hero. Again, palms or elbows. Fabulous. Go ahead and bring it on up. Release that right leg, bring it around. We've got our boat pose. Leaning it back to our 45-degree angle. Knees bent, heels up or down. Okay, once again, if you can, while you keep those legs floating, extend those legs long, and then we're going to come into our fold. So nice and easy, release the heels to the ground, and then fold it forward. Fabulous. Intense front side stretch. Plant those palms behind the back, open through the chest, hips up or hips down. Nice and easy, lower it down. Fold it forward. One more time to that intense front side stretch. Palms meet behind, hips up or down. Nice, go ahead and lower. From here, we've got that boat. So halfway back, heels up or heels down. This is our third time through. If you'd like to, you're welcome to lengthen those legs a little bit, engage that core a little bit more. If that's not something that's working for you this evening, keep them bent, heels up or heels down. Fabulous. From here, same as we did before, you can lengthen and then lower. We're pulling that left foot in again. So the sole of the foot comes to that inner thigh. We've got our forward fold. Take it to our long spine. All right, we've got that hero pose, that half hero pose, hurdler stretch, turning that left foot out. Or fold forward is first. Take it back up to that long spine. Now this time, and at your own prerogative, so don't overextend yourself, but if you would like to, you can take it even further into that recline, lowering to your elbows, and maybe working your way down onto your back. Now this might be super intense. If you've got any kind of knee pain, I don't recommend this. However, if that's something that you don't have and you're interested in trying for this round, you're welcome to lower it on down. Wherever you are, we're gonna bring it back up. We're going to take it up to that hamstring stretch. So go ahead and bring it over onto that shin. We're coming up into that lunge position. So when you're ready, lifting those hips, hinging forward, fingertips towards the toes, maybe the fingertips meet the mat. Let's press into our low lunge, hips press forward, front foot meets the mat. Fabulous. This takes us to our crescent. Foot stays flat, back toes curl under, lift that knee, sweep those arms. This time we're going to take it to our warrior two. Turn the left heel down, open the arms. Let's find our peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. And cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel lifts. Three-legged dog. Right foot goes up and back. Down dog. Right foot lowers to meet the left. Low flow. Float those shoulders out over those wrists, toes or knees. Chaturanga lowers us down. Keep the elbows close. Cobra or up dog or baby cobra. Fabulous. Go ahead and lower it down. We've got our bow or half bow. So your option to take this one up a notch is to take it to your full bow. From here, once you grab that first foot, we bring our spine back to our center, our nice long. Pull that opposite foot up, and you can grab that there. So we're just intensifying. We'll do this twice. So if you're doing single side, feel free to do that single side for as long as you do this first bow. And from here to intensify, you're pressing your feet and your hands into each other. Once again, lifting those knees just slightly off of the floor. Next exhale releases those legs or that single leg. And like I said, we'll do it twice. So if you did single leg, go ahead and pull that other foot in. If you're doing double leg, bring it on back. And then feel free to go ahead and lift if that feels good. If that's a little too intense, keep it right where you are. Fabulous, nice and easy. Go ahead and release that, lower it down. We've got our cobra, pressing up the torso. Downward facing dog, curl the toes under, engage the core, lift those hips up and back. Three-legged dog with the right, press that foot up and back. Bend the left knee, sweep the right leg forward, clench it down. Crescent just briefly sweeps our arms up. We've got our intense side stretch. Fingertips come down towards the mat. You can place behind the back, or you can just fold it forward. And releasing those hands. We're taking that left knee back down to the mat. We're back in that low lunge. Taking it back to that hamstring stretch. Shift those hips back, lift those front toes. Once again, being gentle. Placing those hips back down. We're back in that half hero or that hurdler stretch. Let's fold it forward first. And then bringing it on back to that reclined half hero. Once again, we can be on the palms, we can be on the elbows, or if it's not too intense, you can bring it all the way down to the mat. Taking a moment there, breathing into it, choosing your option. Fabulous. All righty, we're gonna release that left leg, bring it back around. We got our boat pose, floating it back. Again, those knees can be bent, heels can be down, heels can be up. We can extend it. If you found that extension, we're gonna lower into our forward fold. If not, you can extend and then lower, or lower and then extend, and then fold it forward, give that spine a little bit of a release there. Intense front side stretch. Plant those hands behind, open through the chest. Feel free to pull those hips up if you'd like to. Lower them down if you found that. Once again, forward fold. Fabulous, intense front side stretch. We've got one more time through in this first meeting. We just got to hit that other side. If you found that hip lift, go ahead and lower them. We're going to find our boat. We're leaning it halfway back. Heels up, heels down, knees bent or legs long. Fabulous. Once again, you can extend long if you'd like to and then lower. We're going to pull that right foot in. Sole of the foot meets the inner thigh. Forward fold. Excellent. Bring it on up to that long spine. Right foot turns out into that hurdler or that half hero. Fold it forward first. Nice work, you guys. Recline this side. Same three options. Palms, elbows, or all the way down. Again, this side might feel a little different than the first. That's okay. Go with what your body is telling you. Excellent work. Bring it back up to that long torso. We're taking it to our hamstring stretch. We're taking it onto that right knee. Hinging forward at those hips. Nice. Let's take it into our low lunge. Front foot plants, hips shift forward, hands come down. They can surround the foot or they can come to the inside. Turning that right toe under, we're going to take it to our crescent. Lift that right knee, sweep those arms up. This time we're taking it to that warrior two. So when you find that balance, we're turning that right heel down, we're opening the arms. Which brings us to peaceful. Flip that palm, that left palm, lift it up. And bring it back out to center, cartwheel it down. Left hand comes down, right heel lifts. Three-legged dog, left foot presses up and back. Place it down next to the right. Low flow, here we go. Float the shoulders over the wrists, toes or knees. Lower down, chaturanga. And then press it up, cobra or up dog. Lower it down, final time with that bow. You can still do that half bow, or you can do that full bow, pulling both feet behind, finding the version that works for you. Excellent. If you found that half, go ahead and release and switch. If you found the full and need a little break, feel free to take a little break. Bring it back to it. We've got about 2 breaths here. Excellent. Nice and easy. Go ahead and release. Plant those palms, cobra, baby cobra, or up dog. Turn the toes under, press those hips up and back, down dog. Use that core, keep it activated for that one. Don't let that lower back feel that. Nice, three-legged dog, left foot up and back. Bend the right knee, sweep the left leg forward into our lunge, crescent lunge. When you're ready, find your core, sweep it up. Awesome, we've got that fold. So you can just fold it forward. You can bring those hands down and interlace and then fold it forward. Next exhale, releases, fingertips come down to the mat, right knee comes down to the mat. Let's press it back for our hamstring stretch. Left leg lengthens, left toes lift, we're hinged forward. Nice, gently we're lowering down, hips come to the mat. Readjust back into that hero, that half hero. Fold it forward first. And then recline it. Any of those 3 options is fabulous. Palms, elbows all the way down. Excellent. Bring it back up. Nice long spine. Release that right leg. Bring it around. Fabulous. Let's take it to our boat one final time. Lean in halfway back. Heels up, heels down, legs long, or legs bent. Nice work, you guys. Our final forward fold extends those legs, brings them down, fold it forward. Our intense front side stretch. Plants those hands behind, open through the chest. Feel free to lift those hips. Next exhale releases us down and then brings it just to an easy seated position. All right, so there's a lot going on with the lower back and the hip flexors. Let's just start with the spinal twist. So go ahead and find your comfortable seated position. And we'll just kind of get the spine moving and grooving again and ready to go. So as always, your comfortable seated position can be here, legs can be long, whatever works for you. And then I want you to find that inhale. As always, if you like to take those arms up overhead with your inhales, feel free to. With our exhale, we're just gonna find that nice, easy spinal twist. Maybe you put a little pressure through the legs, maybe you don't. And let's just flow at your own pace a few times in each direction. That inhale pulls us through center, arms up or down is fabulous. And the exhale pulls us in that second direction. Nice and easy, side to side. Just getting it going once again. Giving the spine a little bit of a break, moving it in a little bit different of a fashion than our flow does. Excellent. Go ahead and take it one more time in each direction. And as always, feel free to add that third on if you need to even up. When you finish that last one, bringing it on back to center. And if you have the arms up, just release them down. The other warm up that we'll do from our comfortable seated position, and take your time finishing that last final twist if you were. We're going to do our seated cat and cow. So if you had those legs long, I want to invite you to go ahead and fold them in. We're going to take those hands and place the palms right on the outside of the knees. Our exhale is going to press the chest or the spine back towards that back wall, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And our inhale is going to press the chest forward, lift the chin, and round the spine out towards that front wall, just a few times in each direction. As always, with your breath, finding that nice, easy flow front to back. And this is kind of a similar range of motion that our spine is getting in our flow. So it might feel good, or it might feel like we're already back in that flow. Taking a couple moments here. Fabulous. Go ahead, take 2 more nice deep breaths. Twice more in each direction, removing the spine. And then bringing it back to that nice long spine. Now from here, we're gonna get moving into our flow. So I'm gonna take those legs long. I'm just gonna turn to face towards the short edge of the mat once again. So we've got our space to get moving. We will start with a forward fold. So go ahead and find your inhale to your nice long spine, and then our exhale folds us forward. Same as before, you can round out directly from the top, or you can find that long spine, go to the edge of your range of motion, and then release into it. Nice. Our next inhale brings us back through center. We've got that intense front side stretch. Same options as before. Palms plant, open through the chest, shoulder blades pull together. If you'd like to, you can lift those hips for that kind of reverse plank. If you found that reverse plank, we're going to hold here for a moment. If you're just in that intense front side stretch with those hips down, just find that shoulder blades pulling together. Find the chest opening. We're just here for another 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Go ahead and release. Bring it back up to our long spine. We're taking it to our boat next. Go ahead and bring it down to that 45-degree angle. Heels up or heels down, legs bent or legs long. Any of those boat options are fabulous this evening. Just keep an eye on your lower back. Nice. Keep it here. Keep it here. We're here for 3, 2. We're taking it back out, legs long. So if you'd like to, while they're in the air, you can lengthen them and then place them down. Bring it back up to that long spine. We're going to fold that left foot in so the sole of the foot meets the inner thigh. We've got one more forward fold, hinging at those hips, fingertips towards those right toes. Nice. Go ahead, inhale, lift it up. We're turning that left leg out and around. We're back in that hurdler or that half hero. Let's fold it forward first. Fingertips towards those toes. And then we'll take it to recline. So if you'd like to, you can take it to those palms. You can take it down to the elbows. You can take it all the way down. And you can take it one step at a time just to see how you're feeling on this round. Excellent. One more nice deep inhale and exhale here. See if you can relax that leg. See if you can relax your left leg. Nice. And then being mindful once again of your spine, we're bringing it back up to our nice long spine. So if you're down on the floor, just be gentle. And then we're going to bring it to our hamstring stretch. So we're kind of readjusting, bringing it up onto that left knee. And then we're going to bring the hip over top of the knee, hinge forward at those hips for that right side hamstring stretch. Awesome. Go ahead and plant that right foot, bring it into our low lunge, those hips forward. Excellent. Crescent. Go ahead and turn those left toes under, lift that left knee, find your core, find your balance, sweep it up. This first time through this crescent takes us to our warrior two. Left heel turns down, arms open up. Peaceful, flips the front palm, the right palm, lifts it up and back. Feel free to take that half bind for a little more intensity. Let's cartwheel it down, all the way up and over, and then right hand, left heel, which takes us to our three-legged dog. Our right foot's gonna go up and back. Plant those hands, press that right foot up. If you want that extra hip stretch, you can open through the hip and bend that right knee. Nice. From this, let's take it to our down dog. Right foot goes down next to the left. This takes us through our low float. Let's float those shoulders out over those wrists, toes or knees. Chaturanga, keep the elbows close, lower it down, press it up to that cobra or up dog. Nice. This lowers us down and brings us towards our bow or our half bow. As before, you can do single or double depending on how you're feeling. And just because you did double once doesn't mean you need to do it again. So feel free to still take that half. Excellent. If you found that half, go ahead, release and switch. Excellent. Either way, that next exhale releases. Knees come down to the mat, feet come down to the mat. We've got that cobra or that baby cobra or that up dog. Which takes us to our down dog. Tense the core first. Be safe for the lower back. Press those hips up and back. Excellent work. Our three-legged dog with that right foot, pressing it up and back. Bend that left knee, sweep that right foot forward, plant it down. We're taking it back to that crescent. Find your balance, sweep the arms up. This one takes us into our intense side stretch or our forward fold here. So arms can come down. You can just fold it forward if that feels better for you, or you can interlace and fold it forward. Nice, and this is gonna take us, fingertips come back down towards the mat. That left knee comes back to the mat. Top of the left foot meets the mat. Hip flexor stretch first. Press those hips forward. Hamstring stretch second. Press them backward. Lengthen that front leg. Nice. This brings us back down to the mat. So be gentle. Bring those hips on down. Rearrange if you need to a little bit there. Let's start with our fold forward. Fingertips towards the toes. And then take it to our reclined. Same as before, you've got those three options, and just because you did one of them before doesn't mean you need to do it again. So just because you took it all the way down to the floor before does not mean you need to bring it all the way down again. One more inhale and exhale here, and once again, try and release those muscles. I know it might be tough if your leg is feeling like mine is. Once again, be gentle on the spine. We're bringing it back up. When you get up, we're going to release that leg. So go ahead and bring it on around. We've got our boat. Third to last time in our boat here. Excellent. This is going to bring us to our forward fold. Feel free to extend those legs while they're in the air. Bring them down, fold it forward. Which takes us to our second to last or third to last intense front side stretch. Hands behind the back. This one's going to be a short one, so feel free to just open through the chest. Just briefly lift those hips. And then we bring them down. We're starting from the top again. Let's fold it forward. Fabulous. Second to last intense front side stretch. This one's going to be our last hold. Place those hands down. And as always, that hip lift is optional. You'd rather keep them on the ground. If the shoulders are bothering you today or the wrists are bothering you today, feel free to keep those hips down. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lower those hips. Lift that torso. We're bringing it back to our boat, second to last boat. Coming backwards halfway. Again, knees can be bent, legs can be long, heels can still be down. Fabulous. If you'd like that extension, feel free to extend them in the air and then bring them down. Single leg forward fold. Our right leg pulls in, the sole of the foot meets the inner thigh. We're going to hinge forward at those hips for that fold. Bring it on up. We're turning that leg to the outside. Folding forward first for this one once again. Same as when we started. Be gentle with that leg. Fabulous. Let's take it to our recline. Any of those 3 options is excellent. Whichever one is the intensity that works best for you this evening. One more big inhale and exhale here. Nice work, you guys. Be gentle on your spine. Go ahead, lift it up. We're taking it to that hamstring stretch. So bringing it onto that right knee. Lifting those hips, folding it forward. Very nice. Let's take it to our low lunge. Plant that left foot. Press those hips forward. Nice. This takes us to our crescent. Halfway lift. We're going to turn that toe under. Lift that back knee. Find your balance. Find your core. Sweep it up. This first time through, once again, takes us to our warrior 2. Turn the right heel down. Open the arms. Peaceful warrior flips the front palm, lifts it up and back. Feel free to find that half bind for that extra intensity. This is going to allow that cartwheel down. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel lifts, which takes us to our 3-legged dog. Left leg presses up and back. If you'd like that little bit of an extra stretch for that left hip, you can bend the knee and open a little bit. And then let's take it to our down dog. The left foot goes down right next to the right. This takes us to our low flow. Shoulders float out over our wrists, toes or knees. Chaturanga lowers us down. And then press it up to our cobra or up dog. Exhale lowers the chest down to the mat. Final time with our bow or half bow. Choose your option. Again, just because you did that bow once before does not mean that you need to do it again. Excellent. If you found half bow, go ahead, take this opportunity to switch sides. Next exhale releases, nice and easy. Release those feet, release the lower back, press it to our cobra or baby cobra. Which brings us to our down dog. Turn those toes under, press those hips up and back, keep that core engaged for that transition. Fabulous. 3-legged dog, right foot goes up and back, nice and long. Bend that left knee, sweep it forward. Crescent lunge. Find your balance. Sweep those arms up. This one brings us our fold forward. Bringing those arms down and around. Again, you can interlace them or you can choose not to. Pressing the torso towards that front leg. Nice. Go ahead and release. Fingertips meet the mat. That left knee meets the mat. Top of the left foot meets the mat. Final press forward for that left hip flexor. And then we press backwards for that right hamstring. Oh, did I switch us up? I did. I switched us. If you followed what I was saying instead of doing the one side that we were on, our right knee, because we're folding that right leg back, right knee should be down for this last one. My apologies. I switched us. So find that hamstring stretch again if you pulled back forward. All right, here we go. We're bringing it down our final time to that hero stretch. So those hips come down. That final leg, that right leg is out. There we go. Switched us up and backwards. Fold it forward first. That's okay. We recovered before the important part. Bring it on back to our reclined hero. Excellent. One more big inhale and exhale. See if you can release those muscles, any leftover tension. All right, be safe on the spine. Go ahead and lift it up. We're gonna release that leg, bring it around. Our final boat pose. Tips us halfway back. Knees bent, heels up or heels down, or legs long. We're here for just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 is gonna bring us down to our forward fold. So lower those legs down, fold it forward. Excellent work, you guys. Our final intense front side stretch, plants those hands behind, opens through the chest. Feel free to lift those hips if you'd like to. This last one is our brief one. And our exhale lowers those hips down. Final forward fold of our flow. Bring it through that long torso, fold it forward. Very nice. Go ahead, bring it back up to that nice long spine. Let's finish out with some spinal twists. I'm going to take that right foot. I'm going to cross it over that left leg. I'm going to take that left arm, lift it up towards the ceiling. Spinal twist towards that right leg. Elbow can come around, hand can come around, wherever you need to be for that spinal twist. We're twisting towards the leg first. We will counter twist, so you don't need to switch if you did not. And let's take our counter twist here. So bring it through center. Same leg is crossed over. We're just twisting the spine to the other side. Exhale, releases. Final movement of our day is just to switch those legs. Left leg crosses over. Take it towards the leg first. Again, right arm can lift. You can bring it on around. And switch it back. Same thing, other side. Counter twist. Nicely done. Go ahead and release the spine. Bring it to your comfortable seated position. All right, you guys. Let's finish off with 3 nice deep breaths. Our inhale leads with those arms, takes us out and up. Our exhale circles us down and around. Same thing exactly like that. Our inhale takes us out and up. Our exhale circles us down and around. And on our third one, those palms are going to meet overhead. Our inhale takes us up. Palms meet right up overhead. Our exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. All righty. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a little bit different than our normal, but hopefully it felt as good for you as it did for me. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I hope to see some of you guys on Wednesday. The light in me honors, the light in you, bowing as we say, namaste.